The Carpenter 1 fire started by lightning on July 1, 2013 in the Spring Mountains National Recreation Area in southern Nevada. Over the course of the next 2 weeks, it burned an estimated 27,000 acres. During this time, 2 different communities were at risk. Trout Canyon was at risk with about 35 homes, and Kyle Canyon was at risk from the fire with about 335 homes. In both cases, a combination of fuel reduction treatments among the homes themselves and in the surrounding forest lands were key to providing firefighters with a place from which they could successfully defend these communities.
One of our biggest challenges was the fuel loading actually around the structures. There's been tremendous work in here, as you can see behind me, that the agencies have done to reduce the fuel loading, but it's a 2-part process with fuels reduction. It's the agencies in the surrounding areas and the homeowners themselves. And one big challenge that we had with the homes themselves was that there was quite a bit of combustibles and quite a bit of fuels right up against the houses. So I would encourage all homeowners to take an active role in the fuels mitigation on their property and work together with the other homeowners and adjacent with the local agencies working in the greater area of the landscape to make it easier and safer for firefighters to work when there are fires in their areas.
Fire can happen in any property, and it takes a community effort, and all the community needs to be involved in fire reduction or fuels reduction projects around their property. It'll eliminate the chances for fire to spread from property to property. So defensible space, a lot of people, homeowners have a misconception of defensible space. They think when we come into the property, we're going to clear cut all the trees, and that's not the case. What we try to do is eliminate the fuels that carry the fire from the ground up to the trees. So trees right next to the property, they need to be thinned out. Ladder fuels from the ground up to the tree need to be thinned out. And sometimes it does take elimination of some trees that are clumped together. It needs to be opened up some more so fire does not spread from tree to tree. So we need to focus on those things. We have definitely a lot of properties here in the subdivisions. They still need a lot of work. It takes the community effort to ensure that the fire does not progress into the community itself. So yeah, there's still definitely a lot of work to be done. Well, defensible spacing around the houses, 100-foot clearance around the houses, thinning out the forest around the houses, no fuels next or stacked right next to the properties, the cleanup of debris around porches, make sure that anything surrounding the properties is not adjacent or close to the house, defensible construction material, metal roofs to that effect. To make sure that they're cleaning annually or quarterly is all the pine needles around the property. Those accumulation of pine needles on the roof, gutters, rain gutters, the corners of the property, that's what carries the fire. An ember falls into that spot and it spreads the fire. So we need to make sure we're cleaning around those properties, specifically those pine needles, so that's what's carrying the fire.
The smaller the fuel, the more likely it is to be ignited by a small ember, so the removal of those. Some of the dry fuels, such as firewood, people collect to heat their homes in the wintertime. Those things need to be away from a home's deck or even under a deck and in a remote area away from their structure.
I think the key to fuel reduction projects is to remember that it truly takes a community. It's a community effort. It's homeowners, it's agencies, federal, state, it's nonprofit organizations, it's everyone involved, and local fire departments. Everybody needs to do their part. If you're wondering what your part is, ask your local fire department, ask your local forest office, ask your division of forestry foresters. There's a great website, www.livingwithfire.info, that can give you a bunch of information as a homeowner, as a landscaper, what to do in order to try to protect your home.